I'm Alana.
I'm Clark, and welcome back to Bestie Energy. What up, besties?
Welcome back to Bestie Energy.
Yeah, I think we are on, I keep forgetting, is it episode 4 or episode 5?
This is episode 5. I'm Alana.
I'm Clark. I think we already said that at the beginning.
We did not. We just said, hey, besties. So,
okay.
That's our names. If you don't
Bossy
know already,
boots.
now you know.
All right. Oh, we did, though, because we started doing the I'm Clark, I'm Alana, and this is Bestie.
Oh.
Whatever, guys. We're a hot mess over here. It's okay.
Okay.
No. This is funny.
I asked you at the beginning. I was like, are we doing that part again? And you were like, yeah, we might as well.
Oh.
So that's why I did it.
I misunderstood. Anyway, welcome to, that's a glimpse of behind the scenes here at Bestie Energy.
It's a hot mess.
It is a hot mess. We are two sisters. It is late on a Saturday night. We are not out partying.
No. Although I wish I had something to drink besides water.
Yeah, it might be nice. Anyway, so yeah, this is episode 5. If y'all are still listening to us, we are grateful.
Yes. So today I'm going to be telling a story.
Yes.
Welcome. I'm going to be telling a story about a man from India who's actually still alive. I know the stories we've actually been telling the past few times are people who are already dead. So this person is still alive, which is cool.
That's cool. That's nice. My guy that I'm going to be telling for our next episode is also still alive.
It's interesting how we always pick like the same time periods every time.
Yeah, it's very weird. We're on like a similar wavelength.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the person I'm going to be talking about is known as the Forest Man of India.
India.
Yes, but his name is Jadav Payeng.
I love that name.
Jadav.
The Forest Man of India.
Yeah.
That's cool. We need to put India on our travel list. Yes. We've never left the U.S.
No.
We really want to travel.
No, I
would
love to.
Go on.
But he was born in 1959. There were some sources that I found that said 1963, so we're not entirely sure exactly when.
So sometime around 1960.
Yeah, so he was born into the Mishing tribe, and he grew up in a village named Jorhat in Assam, India.
That's cool. We were actually looking up like that tribe and where they live and stuff. They live in these cool little houses that are kind of on stilts, and I don't know, like they're kind of like little huts on stilts.
Yeah, kind of like the way you would describe them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't really describe like the material used. Like it doesn't quite look like palm fronds or like grass, but like something along those textures.
No, it looks really cool though.
Mm-hmm.
So Jadav was actually given the nickname Mola, which actually means radish.
Radish.
Yes.
So he's running around. So that's like to me, I'm like, oh, my little tomato.
Just become like Italian.
I didn't say that with an Italian accent, did I?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just interpreting it that way. My little tomato.
I don't know if I can even do an Italian accent. It's like, that's the one that like goes up and down, like, da 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 da. Oh, my little tomato.
No, you're right. You should stop.
I should stop.
So
I didn't claim to be good at accents. No, but I mean, I guess I can't judge because like we sit here saying like, oh, you're my little pumpkin.
Right? Like cute as a button. Like we say weird things.
Who decided like pumpkin?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, sorry.
Who looked at a pumpkin and was like, I'm going to call my child
my baby is a pumpkin.
So, yeah, he was actually given that nickname because he had like round reddish cheeks. So they named him Mola. That was his nickname.
In my head, he's permanently my little tomato.
Right? No, and they actually ended up being Molai, but that's still meant radish. So he kind of went by that from a young age. And he grew up with actually 13. He had 13 siblings.
13 siblings.
13.
Woof.
Yeah, so including, there were 17, sorry, not 17, there were 7 sisters, imagine, 17 sisters.
Yikes.
So yeah, I had 7 sisters, and he was the third born.
Okay.
And from a young age, he felt a really strong connection to nature, and he just really felt like humans and nature and animals should all exist together and work together.
I agree with him.
I agree strongly.
we took, maybe it was with the invention of the steam engine. I don't know, but we took a left turn and things went to pot.
Exactly. So yeah, no, he really believed like if you love nature, nature will love you back. So
It's beautiful.
It is. That. It is really beautiful. So unfortunately, he grew up pretty poor with his family. His parents were named Lakiram and Afuli. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. But they actually made money by selling cow and buffalo milk and trading buffalo.
It's funny because when you first said that, like, oh, they traded buffalo, I had this little glitch because I was thinking about bison.
Yeah.
That we call buffalo.
Yeah.
And they're indigenous to the Americas.
Yeah, you're like, what are they doing in India?
I was like, did we bring bison over to India? Did that happen?
They're out there trading the bison.
But water buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So, and actually Jadav is still making money to this day by selling cow milk and buffalo milk and has like a farm.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I'd be interested to try water buffalo milk. Right? I'm not going to lie. I'm like sort of vegetarian-ish right now, but not like fully vegan. So I could do milk.
You could try it. Yeah. So unfortunately, during this time when they were living, he was only 5 years old, and in 1965, there was a disaster where his family's home was destroyed by this flood.
Oh gosh. Well, and I'm sure that's something that happens in that region because like when we looked up their houses, they were standing on stilts. So I'm sure water is an issue there.
Definitely.
But that's devastating. I mean, I've had my home flooded before, but not to the point of being destroyed. And even like having the floors damaged and having to replace the floors was so stressful. I can't imagine having your home completely destroyed.
Well, with 13 kids or 14 kids, yeah.
Well, if he was only 5 years old, did they have all 13 yet?
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's true. No, because he was the third born, so I doubt it.
But they probably still had a whole bunch.
Right.
And I mean, even with one kid, that would be stressful as all get out.
So because of this flood that damaged their home, there was a ton of damage all over the village, not just their home. But because of that, his mother and father actually relocated to an island that was about 12 kilometers away named Majuli.
So they're... You're like, I'm sorry. I had another glitch. Small pause. Their home gets washed away. They have to move, so they move to a place surrounded by water.
Right, I know. I mean, yeah, but also like this area, there's so much water over there, and also they probably couldn't move very far.
That's true. They probably couldn't. Yeah, didn't have the means to move wherever the heck they wanted to, or and also, I mean, there's also something to be said for they probably wanted to stay on their land, so
right. So they moved to the other.
Joking.
It is interesting though, right? And they actually moved. It was on the other side of the river, is where it was. So it was it's actually a really beautiful island. I looked up pictures of it. It's so pretty. So because of some financial issues as well, Jadav actually did not go with his parents to Majuli. They wanted him to continue his schooling, so they kept him in Jorhat in his village.
So he stayed there by himself.
Well, he was kind of watched over by this courtmaster there named Anil Borthaker, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Anil Borthaker.
It looks like Borthaker to me.
Yeah. So Anil Borthaker, and he was a courtmaster, and he resided in the district judge court, and that's where Jadav stayed with him, and he continued to like get educated, and he kind of oversaw his education. I'm not sure where that is or what that even is.
Got you. But that's so hard. So he's 5 years old. He's been separated from his family. That makes me sad. Poor kid.
It is really sad. So yeah, he's going to school at this time, doing what he can with what he has, you know? So he actually met an agricultural scientist who influenced him and, you know, gave him some inspiration, who was Dr. Barua, who was, I already said, an agricultural scientist, but he taught Jadav that you can't just plant trees. That can't be all you do. You actually have to nurture your plants. And there's actually a quote that Jadav said where we need to foster them, grow them, and learn their names.
I love that.
Right?
That makes me happy.
Yeah. So yeah, he really had a big connection to nature from an early age and was inspired by these people.
I think that's really beautiful. You know, where we live, there was once a very, very large forest of a particular kind of tree. And due to, you know, the settlers and colonization and new plants being introduced, that threatened that tree and stuff. It's died out quite a bit.
Yeah.
It used to be this massive forest, and they've tried to kind of regrow some of the trees and stuff, but I think that's really beautiful, like planting new trees and nurturing them and growing them, because we do,
Yeah.
it's important to put back what you take away.
No, absolutely. And that's a big part of what Jadav believes, lives through, and teaches to the rest of the world. So
Hey besties, Clark here. I know, ads, ew, but I wanted to plug our Patreon for you guys again. Did you know that if you sign up for our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bestierebellion, you get an extra bonus episode every single month, and you also get every episode of Bestie Energy early and ad-free. We also post bloopers on there from when we film our TikTok videos and when we film our podcast episodes. It's a really good time. And we also do a Zoom meeting live every month with all of our awesome patrons if you want to join. So go head on over there, check it out. It's a good vibe. It's a good time. Thanks, besties. Bye.
I like that.
At around 16, Jadav returned. I guess he left where he was staying at the district judge court, and he returned to his village, and he was actually devastated because there was massive, massive floods in the area that had just severely, just caused so much damage. It left a ship dock that had been taken, and a railway that was washed away. Like, it was really,
oh wow,
yeah, like a lot of damage. And Jadav actually witnessed hundreds of dead snakes and other reptiles as a result of this flood.
Oh.
I know. I'm not the biggest fan of snakes, but he was really, really affected by seeing. I mean, if you see hundreds of them just dead, I mean, that's pretty
yeah, like
upsetting.
That they weren't able to get away,
right?
Yeah.
Well, and what he realized, the reason that they had died is they had actually washed up from this flood, and because of the heat, when it dried away, there was this drought, and because there was no irrigation, no plants that gave them any kind of shelter, all the heat killed them.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. So he was really, really affected by this and remembers it to this day and talks about it to this day, and was like, that was the turning point for me when I saw all these dead snakes, and was like, I have to do something about this. I have to try to help the wildlife feel safe in this area and try to give back. So
yeah.
The flood actually left these sandbars where it was just nothing. I mean, it was just sand. There was no plants, no animals, nothing. And because he felt like humans had the same fate as the snakes, he was like, if we don't do something now, that's going to be us.
That's fair. Yeah, no. And that's, that's actually very astute, because, I think humans think that they can just destroy the land that they live on and it's fine because there's always more land. But guess what? The world is a snow globe and we're running out.
We need to protect it.
Exactly. We all have to live here. And he's absolutely right. Eventually we've destroyed our own habitat.
Yeah. Well, and he was 16 when he was coming to this realization.
I was not that smart at 16.
Yeah.
I think I was still doing Venn diagrams of which boy in my class I liked the best.
Let's pros and cons.
I think there were literal Venn diagrams in my diary.
Oh my goodness. That is so funny.
And I ended up with none of them.
Playing MASH. Do you remember that game MASH?
Oh my god. Mansion, apartment,
shack house.
Yes. Good times.
Okay, so because he was so upset and affected by this, he decided to go talk to the elders of the area, of the Diori committee. They were the natives of the village, and he wanted to go talk to them about what they could do. And he actually told them, he was like, all the snakes have died. What are we going to do to survive? What are we going to do to make changes here? And they told him the snakes are dead, but they were like, the humans are going to be okay. We're going to be fine. And he's like, I don't think so.
Well, and the thing is, so, okay, the snakes are dead, and if they're not relying on the snakes to eat or whatever, I can see them kind of being like, oh, yeah, all the snakes died, but we're fine. But then, to me, this is kind of like the canary in the mine situation.
Right.
Okay, I don't need the canary to live, right? But the canary died, which indicates that the overall environment in the mine is going to shit.
Yeah, we need to do something about it. It's a warning to all of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think he made a very good point, that he's just like, We are seeing destruction of the natural habitat.
Yeah, what are we going to do about it?
Exactly. That is going to affect us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he really put trust in them and like wanted advice from them, like what can we do? And they were like, the humans are going to be okay. And he was like, I want to do something about it. So they actually were like, you need to plant the tallest grass in the world. And at first he didn't understand what they were talking about, but then they told him to plant bamboo. And they were like,
oh, I wonder if that's what their houses were made out of.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, is it palm fronds? Is it grass? It's bamboo, Clark.
I'm all letting you say that too. Like, I didn't know he planted so much bamboo.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed right now because now thinking about it, those pictures,
it's literally bamboo.
That was very clearly bamboo. I have a gigantic bamboo plant in my bathroom.
You have no excuse.
I have no excuse.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know which is more embarrassing, this or is Mongolia in modern day China?
That's pretty bad.
That one was pretty bad. If you guys didn't see that, I think that was the most recent episode. No,
that was the
2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
That was the third episode. That y'all should listen to that one.
Definitely should.
It's
worth it. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. All right, I'm sorry. Go on.
So yeah, they told him to plant bamboo, and they actually provided him with like 50 seeds and 25 saplings of bamboo so that he could start planting.
That's really cool. Did you know that in some parts of the U.S., planting bamboo is restricted because it grows so fast?
Really?
It is a huge, like it grows insanely fast, and it like propagates.
Wow.
Really, really quickly. Yeah.
Bamboo is fascinating, y'all.
Yeah, which is why
Yeah.
we should be using bamboo to replace what we use trees for, because it grows so fast.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's what he did. He was really devastated to see all the deforestation and was like, we need to do something. We're going to start planting.
All right.
So it was 1979, and Jadav actually quit school completely, and he started planting bamboo saplings in the sandbar every single day.
I love him.
Yeah. So he started, after he planted those first initial saplings, he cut branches down from his very own backyard. He would take them out to sandbars and plant them. And he would, like I said, he would do the same thing his parents were doing back in the beginning, where he was selling cow's milk and buffalo milk to actually fund this, because he didn't have any funding to do this.
I get it, because it's like, we're doing the Patreon to like fund us doing good things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I love it.
So that's how he funded it. And he would wake up actually at 3 a.m. every single day. And he would make the commute out to the sandbars. He would load all of these plants on his boat, and he would commute out to these sandbars. He would bring his bike with him, take his bike out, and he would bike every single day to go plant all of these trees and these saplings. Yep.
You want to like quit our jobs and go plant trees?
That's awesome, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's amazing that he did that. So he said he planted for about 4 to 5 hours daily.
Yo.
Planting about 100 plants a day.
I feel like this man was like really fit.
Right.
I don't mean that in like the UK version of like being hot, but I just mean like
healthy.
I feel like he was in shape.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in shape.
Because I promise you, if you and I were like, you know what, we're going to go replenish the forest, we would be out there for like 20 minutes like max.
Oh, and I'm like, I do not like the sun. I get sunburned so easily too.
Yeah, me too. We are
We're
white
babies.
girls. We are white with a whistle.
With a
we are white.
Oh my gosh. So and the scientist I had mentioned earlier that was like, you can't just plant trees, you need to nurture them and help them grow. So that really inspired him. So he took that advice, and he not only planted these trees, but every day he would take care of them. He goes every single day and nurtures his trees. He walks at least 3 kilometers a day to provide water for them, to make sure that they're growing well. And he actually gets like pots and fills them up from the river with water and carries them out to the plants to water them.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
That is some commitment. Listen.
Yeah.
I water my potted plants out front. And
she's like, if I had to walk.
Sometimes I have to refill the water jug, and I lose interest. Like I walk back in.
Need Rosemary?
I walk back in to refill the water jug, and in between then and walking back to the front door, half the time I end up setting the water jug down and going and doing something else.
Oh no, it's amazing that he was able to do this.
That's incredible. Yeah, no, that's commitment.
The commitment, yes. So he didn't stop there. The bamboo was really successful because of how bamboo grows and spreads.
Bamboo do be successful.
Yeah, so he actually started planting a bunch of fruit trees too. There are mango trees, jackfruit, plum, starfruit, mulberry, elephant grass. He also started planting medicinal plants. I don't know what that is, but
no,
I'm just joking.
Not like that.
I was joking. So the fruit trees actually were planted to provide for both the people that lived in the area and the wildlife. And of course, as we know how it works, the birds and animals that started to eat the fruits and spread the seeds started to grow more and more fruit trees.
Beautiful. I love that. And you know, I've thought about that like here in the States, because part of the reason our allergies are so bad here in the States is because they don't plant the fruit bearing trees.
Yeah.
And they
so
say
true.
that, well, and like the reason they say that they don't plant the fruit bearing trees is because they don't want to clean up the mess of like the fallen fruits.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's because they want us to buy more fruit at the store.
Makes sense.
Would be my guess. And I'm just like, what if we just said no thank you.
No thank you.
And just started planting the female fruit trees.
Right?
Everywhere. Like, what if everybody just did that?
It'd be amazing to just walk down the street and just like pick an apple from a tree or something.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be really cool. Like, come together. And, there doesn't have to be a mess, because you can come together as a community and be like, all right, it's pear picking day. Like, let's go get them all.
Let's do it. So 30 years later, after Jadav has been doing this every single day.
For 30 years.
He's still doing it. I mean.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But after 30 years of this, he had turned that sandbar into a man-made forest that is it's almost twice as big as Central Park.
No way.
I'm serious.
That is incredible. I almost wanted to say, can we visit? But then, like, tourists ruin everything. So I'm guessing,
right?
I'm guessing not. But also, I would like to find pictures of it, at least. I want to see.
No, we can look at pictures of it. But it's a man-made forest that he did on his own. I mean.
That's beautiful. I am so glad that there is a person doing that kind of work.
Right. When I found this man's story, I was like, this is Bestie energy.
That is Bestie energy.
So
that
cool.
is the definition of Bestie energy.
I think it's so amazing. And I saw quite a few different interviews with him. And I don't speak his language, so they were translated. So it was really interesting to see like what he had to say. And I have several quotes in here of him that I'm gonna like talk about. But every single one, I'm like, that was so beautiful.
All right.
Every single quote.
Let's hear it.
Right. So after that man-made forest started to come about, then wildlife started coming into the area. There were several different species of birds, even tigers. Yeah.
Is that a good thing? Do we like it?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, tigers are endangered, so yeah.
Yeah, no,
but
exactly.
Also...
It's good to have them safe. Yeah. Right?
All right, listen. In the man versus bear debate. Speaking of which, okay. Sorry, guys. Sidebar. So, Alana, I feel like you don't know. You don't know. So, Alana's not on social media. She doesn't know all the social media things. So, Alana, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You're out alone in the wilderness. Like alone. You know that there is no people around. Nobody's going to be able to hear you scream.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to run to anywhere.
Okay.
Would you rather come across a bear or a man?
Bear. Bear, just because like the circumstance too, it's like when you're out in the middle of a forest, it's like you see somebody out there, it's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? We both saw something we were not supposed to see.
Yeah,
someone's
like,
going down.
One of us is suspicious.
Right? And it's like if you see a bear out there, at least the bear is just in its home.
Yeah, like the bear's supposed to be there.
The bear is supposed to be there.
Like, listen, worst case scenario with a bear, it does a chompy chomp.
Does a chompy chomp.
Chompy chomp.
A quick nighty night.
Yeah, a quick night. Maybe not super quick, but like quick enough, right?
Hopefully.
Quick enough. Worst case scenario with a man, we're talking 25 years in the guy's basement.
Right? Oh my gosh, I know. I'm like, well, and what if you just witnessed the dude like burying a body out there? Like,
yes!
That's why I'm like, you don't know what he's doing out there.
Because like the bear's just gonna turn your lights
I hope
out.
it's Jadav. I hope if I'm in the middle of the forest and I see a man, it's Jadav.
Yes, exactly. But the reason I got onto this, because you're talking about the tigers, I'm like, listen, in the bear versus man debate, obviously the bear. I do take pause with the tiger though.
Oh my gosh.
Because damn, I'm scared of tigers.
Do you want to know something funny about that? I was going to bring this up later, but since you're talking about it now, I'm just going to say it now.
Okay.
Jadav actually came across a tiger.
No.
Because, I mean, he goes out to his forest, takes care of it every single day still. And he said, because one of the tigers actually, unfortunately, killed one of his buffalo. Not just one, I mean, a lot
For
of
a
them.
second, I thought you were going to say, like, one of the villagers.
No,
and so the way that you were saying it, I was like, damn, Alana, that's a little insensitive.
What can you do? It's just
like, she's just like, well, he did unfortunately eat one of the villagers.
They're not, like, the main character of the story. So.
But it's just one of the buffalo. Okay.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't, I think it was, like, a lot of his buffalo. But anyway, he came across one of these tigers, and he said that he wasn't scared. The tiger actually, like, ran away when he saw him. And he said, I'm not scared of a tiger. Women are more scary than tigers are.
Okay.
Isn't that hilarious?
I've had COVID about 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah.
So every time I really laugh, it ends in like a hacking cough.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh gosh, that's hilarious. Well, okay. So maybe tiger versus man, I'd still take the tiger. Because I mean, it's still gonna be a quick 99.
I'd be all stupid. I'd be like, oh, look at the kitty.
Yeah, you'd die because you try to pet it.
Right? Be stupid.
All right, I'm sorry.
So, okay, tigers came. There were also about 115 elephants that would come around about 3 months. Every year. Yeah.
I would die of joy.
Would you? Because we.
No, but I would be so happy.
Oh, it's amazing. We love elephants. They're so, yeah. Clark's favorite animal, elephants.
I freaking love elephants. Okay.
No, they're amazing.
But
at first, the villagers were not happy with this. They were very upset because when the elephants would come through, when they would migrate in, they would destroy a ton of the villagers' housing. Did you just chuckle?
No, I'm sorry. It's not funny.
You're
that
like,
people...
I'd be so excited.
No. It's not funny that people lost their houses, but I just got this visual of this elephant just giving 0 Fs, just being like,
slow too.
Boom, 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 boom.
Excuse me.
Just like going through a house. Like,
right? Yeah.
Like the elephant's not going around. He's just like, oh, this thing's in my way.
Well, and that's what Jadav believed too. He's like, you gotta make room for the animals. So.
Well, yeah, it's like that build. I think it's in. I don't know if it's in China or if it's in Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. I learned about it when I was taking my Chinese classes, but it was like a feng shui thing.
Yeah.
And there was this building that was constantly like shaking and like having all these problems. And they had a feng shui expert who was like, oh, you need to make like this big hole in the middle of the building to like let the spirits through. And they did. And guess what? The building doesn't shake anymore.
Wow.
I'm going to have to like verify that story, but it's so something like that. It's something like that. And so this makes me think of this. I'm like, okay, well, if you know the elephants walk through here, don't build your house there. Like, make an elephant highway. Let them through.
An elephant highway. But I mean, the first time they came through, no one was expecting that.
I'm sorry. It's not funny, but I'm just picturing 115 elephants just being like, oh, that'd be what's so scary. Up?
That would be so scary, though.
It would be scary. I shouldn't be laughing.
No.
I don't know why. Okay, I have to say this because I don't know what it is about, like, elephants and hippos. Like, I know they're very dangerous animals. But so somebody had commented on one of my TikTok posts something about like hippos being really dangerous and like killing people. I think they're actually one of the most dangerous land animals.
Really?
Like they kill something like 500 people like a year. Like they kill that.
Dang.
That may be too high of a stat. I'm not actually sure, but it's like they kill a lot of people. But for some reason, the visual of a hippo going ham on somebody,
it's hilarious.
Makes me laugh. And the visual of an elephant just stomping through someone's house makes me laugh. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Please don't cancel me. I do feel very sad for these people who lost their houses.
No, it's awful that you guys lost your house, but Clark is just...
Hey besties, Clark here. I know, ads, ew, but I wanted to plug our Patreon for you guys again. Did you know that if you sign up for our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bestierebellion, you get an extra bonus episode every single month, and you also get every episode of Bestie Energy early and ad-free. We also post bloopers on there from when we film our TikTok videos and when we film our podcast episodes. It's a really good time. And we also do a Zoom meeting live every month with all of our awesome patrons if you want to join. So go head on over there, check it out. It's a good vibe. It's a good time. Thanks, besties. Bye.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Had a bout of hysterics there, which got really funny, and you can find that video on our Patreon because I'm gonna put it on there.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. I had to go get my inhaler. Okay, but I'm good. I'm chill.
We're here.
We're ready.
So the elephants came in, you guys. Yeah. So villagers were really upset. They actually went to Jadav complaining to him. He says that there were like thousands of villagers going to him, complaining to him.
Oh, they like took out like thousands of houses?
No, I mean, I don't know how many houses, but he said thousands of villagers were complaining to him about it.
So, like, what do they want him to do? Like, no, actually take down the forest.
Well, that's basically what they wanted. That's basically what they came to him. They came to him and they were so upset that they had wanted to cut down the forest. And
what?
he said, you can kill me before you cut down my forest.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So because of that, yeah, everyone was like, you brought the forest, you brought the elephants. And he was like,
that is a weird as hell take.
Yeah. So he was like, I'm defending the animals. He was like, humans need to learn to adjust around animals, not the other way around. And he was like, I brought the trees. I did not bring the elephants. He was like, if you guys have an issue with the elephants, go talk to the forest department, the governor, or the prime minister, or whoever you need to, but don't come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, he was like, you can kill me before you can cut down my forest. So
I'm glad they didn't take him up on it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
they left him alone after that.
There's some groups of humans in the world that would have been like, okay, bet.
Yeah. No, they left him alone after that.
That's
so
good.
They finally kind of laid off, and I'm assuming they made an elephant highway or something and learned to go around it.
Highway.
That was kind of funny though.
No, I love that though. Like, I love that there's at least some small haven.
Exactly.
Somewhere.
Yeah, and he says, he's so happy that he was the person that created this safe haven for them.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like we hear so much about like, oh, elephants are being hunted close to extinction for the ivory, tigers, going extinct, and I feel sick every time I see a trophy hunter,
Well, and we're going to deal with some of that too, because he actually started seeing endangered rhinos coming into the forest.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that rhinos lived in India.
I didn't either.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So he was actually 39 years old, and he ended up getting married to a 25-year-old who was named Benita. And they had 3 kids, and 1 daughter and 2 sons. They're teenagers now. I don't have a ton of information about them and their family. I know that they're still together, like living as a family together.
I love that.
Yeah. So
I'm happy for them.
Right. So he started seeing these endangered rhinos coming in, and he tried to tell the forest department to let them know, like, these rhinos need to be protected. They're endangered. There's poachers out here. And they didn't take him seriously. They didn't really even believe him until one day Jadav and his younger son stumbled upon a rhino that had been poached.
So it was dead?
Yeah. It was horrible.
Oh.
It was absolutely horrible what they had seen. I'm not going to go into the details of what they saw, but it was so bad that him and his son didn't eat for several days. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine seeing that.
So cruel.
Yeah. And so because of that, finally the forest department was like, oh, there's endangered rhinos here.
No kidding.
I've been trying to tell you that. So, yeah, really upsetting, really sad, but finally they started taking that seriously, which was good. So
that's good.
In about 2008, a journalist actually found out about Jadav and what he had done, and he came to do an interview. And at first, Jadav was actually suspicious, thinking he was a poacher, and was like, go away.
Dude, I just like picture him as this like warrior, just like protecting
his forest,
these animals and his forest. Yeah, and just being like, poacher, get the hell out.
Yep.
I love it. Yep. I love it.
So yeah, he thought it was a poacher and was like, go away. But the journalist actually came back with a group of people and came with a certificate, and it was honoring what he had done for India and everything. So he was like, oh, I didn't realize I was getting rewarded. I thought you were.
Well, and honestly, I can also see though, sorry, excuse me. I can honestly see having a problem with reporters coming out there as well, because it's like how I had earlier in this podcast being like, oh, can we go see it? Because like if I was him, I'd be like, no, I don't want the outside world to know about my forest, because then all the tourists are going to be showing up and be being like, oh my gosh, let me come see the elephants, let me come see the forest. No,
go away.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. It's for them. Yeah, so the journalist was named Jadav Kalita, and actually because of their article that they wrote about Jadav, he actually started getting a lot of fame all over, and was even recognized by his own government in India.
Oh, very nice.
Pretty cool.
Very nice.
So yeah, there was like the Jadav Kalita was a journalist and a wildlife photographer, so there was like a whole story about him. And he got a lot of recognition. There was a lot of news and TV stations reporting about him. And he actually got to go to a university for Earth Day in 2012, which is where he actually was honored as the Forest Man of India and given that name.
Nice.
And he loves that name. He like wears it like a badge. He loves it.
I would love it. If I was like, they're like, oh, you're the Forest Woman of North America, I'd be like, hell yeah. Like,
well, and on Earth Day, he was given that name. He's like,
I would be so excited.
Right? So the locals eventually recognized Jadav's hard work, and they named the forest after him, and it's now known as Malai Forest.
Oh,
right. Radish Forest.
It's funny because in my head it's tomato, because I keep thinking of him as my little tomato.
The Radish Forest, y'all.
I love that.
So it actually spans now over 1,360 acres.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. And he just like planted that by hand.
Yep.
Literally by hand.
Watered it by hand, nurtured it by hand.
So, y'all, when you say you don't have time, you can't do it, it's too hard, this man planted a whole forest.
A man-made forest, yeah.
By hand.
It's insane. I was like, it's so impressed reading this.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you needed some motivation this week.
Completely donated his life to this.
I love that so much.
So he started traveling the world, giving motivational speeches on environmental issues, and he was also given the Wildlife Service Award.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got a lot of different awards. In 2015, he was given the Padma Shri, which is an honorable civilian award in India.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So lots of recognition, lots of awards. And once the fame and recognition came to him, he didn't stop there. He continued his work. He went to Paris for an event. This is such a long title, but the event was called the International Forum for Sustainable Development at the Evian in France. Evian.
I love how like everything has like a corporate name in it.
Right?
Now. It's like it would be like the international conference of delicious and wonderful drinks at the Coca-Cola building,
and it's just like soda.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah. So it was like a super long name, but there were 900 reps from over 200 different countries here.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, there were 3 representing India, and Jadav was one of them, including the journalist from earlier I mentioned named Jitu Kalita, and an Indian politician was there as well. So they went out there and they actually planted trees out there as well. And they said after the trees were planted, everybody out there prayed to their own gods to ensure to their well-being and save the earth.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Although I want to say, like, don't just pray to your God to save the earth. Like, make some sustainable changes.
Right? Well, it sounds like that's what they're trying to do, but yeah.
No. For them, yeah. But I mean, like, for everybody else there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, for everybody listening. Like, it's not enough to just say, like, ooh, I did this one thing. Like, make sustainable changes.
Right.
It's a good idea.
No, exactly. So some people actually thought Jadav was just mad because everywhere he went, everything he did just revolved around planting trees all day.
Oh, mad
day.
like crazy?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
crazy.
gotcha.
Yeah. They're like, you're insane.
How is he insane though? Like, I literally dream of just like living within nature and like having fruit and vegetables and just growing things out of the land, and like I dream of that. And that's the world he's trying to create.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's crazy at all.
And this is his response. This is a quote from him. He said, "The jungle is my home. I can't help it if others don't feel it. It's my duty to save the forest, so I work for it. After I've been to Paris and people have noticed my hard work, people have come to encourage and work with me. And with them, we have extended the forest far more than all of your apartments. So I don't need a concrete house."
Ooh.
So he's like, my forest is so big.
This is my house. The clapback.
Yeah. He was like, this, yeah.
He's like, yeah, enjoy your concrete house. I have fruit trees and tigers and rhinos and elephants.
It's fine. So yeah, he also believed everybody just needed to learn how to grow things. He says man only knows how to cut down trees. Birds know how to plant trees. Deers, even elephants, like contribute to the ecosystem. He says, but humans only know how to cut trees.
That's true. Yep. That's true. We've really lost our place in the world.
Yeah. So he really, really encourages, especially like students in India who are really young. He like really encourages them to like learn how to plant from a really young age. And he's like, if everybody could just learn how to plant like at least 2 plants, we'd be in a lot different of a world.
No, that's so true. Like imagine if every single person planted 2 trees.
Right? No, exactly.
That's a good chunk of trees.
Exactly.
It's a good chunk of trees.
Yeah. So he actually gave several TED Talks as well, which was really awesome. I watched one of them.
I'm gonna go look those up.
Yeah, I watched one of them. It was not in English, so I couldn't understand it, but there was a translation under it, which was interesting.
Oh, that works.
So he's planted so many trees at this point, he actually lost count of how many, which, I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
But he estimates it to be hundreds of thousands.
That's incredible.
Right? So he still tends to the Malai forest daily. He has a farm with his buffalo and his cows still. He goes out and he forages through his forest daily and he collects herbs. It's a Michigan tribal tradition where they would like go collect herbs and separate from the poisonous ones.
Foraging every day.
Right? Yeah, so he goes and does that every day and makes a tea and drinks them for his health.
I want to do that.
So here's 2 more quotes I have to end this episode on that I have for you. So he was quoted to say, "No one sees God. I see God in nature. Nature is God. It gives me inspiration. It gives me power. As long as it survives, I survive."
I love that.
And he also, this one, I love this one. He says, "I didn't make this forest for fame and money. No, I love plants, trees, and animals." Just a simple man. He's like, no, I just love trees. I love animals. I just wanted to do what I could to help the world. So
I want to pack up and go live in the mountains.
amazing bestie energy, right?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, can I go? Goodbye. I don't want to live here anymore.
I don't either. I want to live in a forest too, right?
No, that's really incredible. I mean, when you think like decades, he spent decades planting those trees.
Yeah, and I mean, to this day, he's still out there tending to his forest, and it's his forest. I mean, he takes so much pride in it.
What a freaking flex. I made a forest.
Right? And I mean, he even knows like which tree was his first tree out there too. And he's like, this is my tree, my favorite tree.
This one right here is the first one that I ever stuck in the ground right there in that spot.
Yeah. I think it's
love
beautiful. So no, I really enjoyed learning about him, and there's so many documentaries and like interviews with him. So if anybody has anything that I didn't mention, I'd love to hear about it. But what an incredible story.
Yeah, what an incredible man.
Yeah.
That was a good one. One.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you go check us out on all of our socials at bestieenergythepod. We are also on YouTube now. And yeah.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening.
Bye.
Bye.